din guys, my... Hi everyone! Welcome back to my channel. Like for example guys, dito mo ako. Mensch, pero hindi naman, sige, dito.
Hi guys! Welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad that you're here. Again, I'm Pinky Oversea Gaetano and you already know it. So for today, it's going to be a law school vlog. And for today, we're going to talk about the things that we actually do or the things that we actually learn in law school. I want you to see basically everything. Everything essential in law school. Ano ba talaga yung pinag-aaralan namin at ano ba talaga yung ginagawa namin. So I thought of this kasi magpapasok ka na naman and I wanted to give my overview of law school. This is for incoming students and for those who like to go to law school. Sana ma-encourage kayo when I show you these things. So for incoming students, this is what you'll be getting into. Okay, so let's start. So let's first go to the things that you're going to be using or the things that you'll be bombarded with when you go into law school. So these are cases and books. Actually, it's three. Books, your caudal, or where the law is, and the cases. So, it's up to you if you want to print them out or if you want to read on your iPad or on your laptop or on your phone. Before, I used to print all of the cases kasi mas gusto ko na nanonotsan ko siya and all. Kaso, sobrang kumakain siya ng oras. So, right now, I'm reading on my iPad kasi binigyan ako ng iPad ng tatay ng jowa ko. Thank you po, Tatay and Tita Franz. And like you've seen in my past vlogs, sa notes na lang ako, magawa na lang ako ng notes sa isang papel. So, dun ko niyo notes lahat ng thoughts ko about the case so that I won't have to print it. So, those are the cases. So, now, this is the caudal. So, ito mo na gamitin natin for today, Civil Code of the Philippines. Nandito yung mismong batas, guys. The other thing, the other material into learning the law is your book. So, nandito yung commentary at annotations ng authors about the law. So, medyo particular ako sa book kasi I've had a problem last sem with my consti book. Didn't help me. So, right now, sobrang saya ko kasi gusto ko yung author ng nabili ko for our consti book. We'll get into that. So, yun. Ito yung mga kailangan mo when you go into law school. So, let's start with what we actually do. So guys, I just want to share na my learning style is I read the book first before I read the cases. Kasi I wanna learn the law first so that parang when I read the cases, maa-apply ko na siya yung napag-aralan ko. Which is baliktad kami ni Vid. Si Vid kasi mas magaling siya sa application. So, mas inuuna niyang basahin yung the cases before siya mag-book or mag-mem-aid. Mem-aid guys is like a reviewer. Parang pinaikli siyang libro, gano'n. So, one of my subjects right now is obligations and contracts. And I want to start with it kasi I feel like mas may explain ko sa inyo what we actually do in law school with that subject. The first ever provision of the law that you're gonna learn in obligations and contracts is Article 1156 in this book. So, Article 1156, as you can see there, when it comes to a provision of the law, I highlight them with color blue. Here, makikita nyo dyan, obligation is the juridical necessity to give, to do, or not to do. Diba? Am I right? So, yan. So, as provided in Article 1156 in the Code, so obligations are the juridical necessity to give, do, or not to do. So, you might be wondering, as I did before, bakit yun lang to give, to do, or not to do? There are a lot of obligations. For example, the obligation of spouses to each other, your obligation as a relative, your obligation as a family, your obligation as a mother to support your child, right? That's why you need this. That's why you need your book because the author will explain to you what the law meant and what is contemplated by the law. Your book will help you understand what is the coverage of that, if there are general rules or exceptions. So, dun mo siya malalaman. Like, for example, as in the case of obligations and contracts, there are obligations that are codified. So, codified meaning they are put into law or they become law. That's important kasi when an obligation is codified or put into law, it means you have a right to act on it. Like, say for example, we have a contract. Ikaw, you have to watch me every time I upload my blog and I'll pay you. So, that's your contract. And then, I already paid you in advance. But then, hindi mo ginawa yung obligations mo. Nakita ko 0 views pa rin ako. The law will provide your right for you to enforce or to compel the performance. I get to sue you in court kasi it's provided by the law. I'll sue you in court. So, that is the reason, guys, why it's important that you understand the coverage of certain laws. Did you know that when you have an obligation to give a certain thing, like for example, you have to deliver a car, provided siya sa law na yung car, kailangan mong ibigay kasama yung accessories niya and accession. Even though, kunyari, yung car mo is nag-upgrade ka ng something. I'm not a car enthusiast, pero I know there are certain accessories and accessions that car enthusiasts do with their cars. When you have an obligation to deliver that car to someone who will, let's say, pay for it, you had an agreement that you have to deliver your car in exchange of like 1 million pesos. You have to deliver kasama yung accessories and accessions. But the law provides there is an exception unless stipulated otherwise. For example, you had a contract, unless stipulated dun sa contract na hindi kasama yung accessories or like kailangan mong magbayad for the same. That's how it works, guys. So you see, it's really fun, right? Let's say, for example, online seller ka, tapos you know these things. Ang dami mong pwedeng ma-enforce na right mo na alam mong it's legal and you're on the right side of the spectrum. Yeah. So let's go to another subject. At least I can give you an idea of what it's about. This is my favorite subject. Since first sem, gusto ko siya, sobrang interested ako sa kanya. Siguro because it's political nga in nature, I have a lot to say when it comes to politics. I mean, not that I'm really engaged into politics, but like my thought regarding how the society should be, how we should live our lives, how everyone should respect each other, how justice should be done. I have a lot of things I have in mind that, you know, get stimulated when I read cases in my constitutional law subject. So let's say, for example, this is a very interesting case. This is the case of Aglipay versus Ruiz. So this is my notes, guys. Diba I told you guys that you're going to be reading a lot of cases? Syempre, when you read those cases, you have to apply the concepts that you learn. So for example, punta tayo dito sa constitutional law and kunyari for the day, ang topic nyo or topic assigned for recitation is freedom of religion. Remember the separation between the church and state. So ito yun, dito siya din in-discuss. For example, you've learned all the concepts na. Ngayon, sa recitation, tatanungin ka ng prof outside of the things that you learn. Or not that it's outside, but you have to apply it. Sometimes, kunyari, kung paano siya in-apply dun sa kaso, babalik ta rin nung prof. Babaguhin niya yung facts nung case, tapos titingnan niya if maa-apply mo ng tama yung law. For example, in this case, Aglipay versus Ruiz. So, kwento ko sa inyo, guys. So, guys, the petitioner in this case is the head of the Philippine Independent Church. And nagpe-petition sila to prohibit parang the government. Kasi yung government kasi, magkakaroon ng international convention, yung Roman Catholic Church. Parang i-take advantage nila yung event, tapos magbebenta sila ng postage stamps. Which is, ang naisip nilang ilagay is related sa Roman Catholic, yung ilalagay na image. Like, there will be, I remember, is a chalice. Pero, ang ending rin naman is iba yung nilagay, which is map of the Philippines, if I remember correctly. Ngayon, kine-question to ng Philippine Independent Church. Kasi nga, bawal. Hindi siya pwede sa batas natin. I mean, yung government natin, hindi sila pwedeng mag-favor ng isang, or i-support, or i-advance ang isang religion, nor at the same time, i-prohibit. Bawal yon. Ngayon, itong head ng Philippine Independent Church, inassail niya yung naging act ng government. Pero ang naging ruling dito kasi, yung purpose nung ginawang postage stamps is for tourism purposes and for profit, for income. Hindi siya for advancing a religion. So, parang dito sa case, which is hindi mo pa siya agad mababasa sa book mo or dun sa law, isa siya sa parang magiging, hindi naman siya exemption, pero here's how ito yung mga sanga-sanga nung law. Alam mo yun, ito yung law, freedom of religion, tapos may sanga-sanga pa siya na makukuha mo or mas-scrape mo kasi siya out of the cases. So, hindi mo siya makukuha sa book unless sobrang updated yung book mo, nilagay na ng author. Tapos yun, kaya sobrang halaga ng cases. And as for me, mas matatandaan mo talaga siya, yung concept. And, alam mo yun, to develop your legal mind. So, that's how we learn, guys. So, let's take another case, for example. Itong Estrada versus Escritor. This is a really intriguing case. When I read this, sobrang haba ng case ito. Last time ko pa siya nabasa kasi I was so interested talaga with freedom of religion. So, in this case kasi, si Escritor, she's living with another man na hindi niya asawa. Pero, yung asawa niya kasi is patay na. Pero yung kinakasama kasi nga, may asawa pa rin, which is buhay pa. So, kung isipin mo, it's wrong. Parang sa batas natin, bawal yon. The catch is, sa religion kasi nila, pwede, as long as approved by the elders. Tapos, mayroon kasing tinatawag na investigation, i-investigate yung past relationships nila, yung past marriage nila. Tapos, doon, tinitingnan if, kung approved yung elders doon sa pagsasama nila, which is sa religion nila, okay lang. Si escritor, court interpreter siya. So, parang sinasabi ni Estrada or the petitioner in this case is parang hindi tolerate ng court kung ano man yung engagement na meron sa escritor, which is living with a man married to another. Yeah. Pero dito kasi, meron ditong tinatawag na compelling state interest, which is, ayan nga, na-apply siya nung court. Which is, hindi mo siya mababasa just by reading your code alone or by the law alone. Diba? Sabi ko nga, nagsasanga-sanga sila. Dito, merong compelling state interest, tapos may 3 stages nung test. Constitution kasi, guys, I want you to know that the Constitution, ito yung batas na supreme. So, kapag yung right mo na provided nito, na damage ng government, pwede mo siyang i-enforce. So, constitutional right kasi, yung i-practice mo yung religion mo. Constitutional right mo yung maniwala sa kung saan mo gustong maniwala. So, yung 3 stages kasi ng compelling state interest. Una is, kailangan i-identify if na-burden ba. Burden in a sense na na-burden siya kung susundin ba niya yung batas or susundin niya yung religion niya. Pangalawa, meron bang compelling state interest? Compelling enough. Yung gravity niya ay mas mabigat kesa dun sa burden dun sa individual. Tapos, ginamit ba ng government na means into achieving yung what governmental act that is, ay least intrusive ba siya? Which in this case, na-rule kasi dito na dapat magbigay ng way si law dun sa sinusunod na religion ni escritor. Thank you so much. So, that's what we actually do in law school and that's what we actually learn. I'm so excited for you if you're going to law school and I hope you'll survive and you will. Thank you so much, guys. Bye. Subscribe.